Hello and welcome to SJ's classes. In this video lesson, I will discuss the remaining stanzas of the poem A Requiem to Mother Earth by the famous Malayalam poet O.N.V. Kurup. In the previous video lesson, I discussed the first 7 stanzas. In this video lesson, I will discuss the remaining 5 stanzas. Let us read the 8th stanza. I have always marveled at your magic of capturing an infant sun in a dewdrop on the blades of the karuga that spring from you. My lustful fantasies have graced each day in the shade of trees that line you. Like prophets of yore, the winds trod upon your seas. The poet begins the stanza by quoting his amazement at seeing the various magical happenings around him, the magical happenings that occur as part of nature. He says, I have always marveled at your magic. He has always been amazed at the magic that he sees in nature. He is astonished to see the magic that is there in nature. And he quotes a particular image to prove this point. He says, I have always marveled at your magic of capturing an infant sun in a dewdrop on the blades of the karuga that spring from you. So he is referring to the sights that you see in the morning. You see the rising sun. You see dewdrops on the grass which are around you. And he refers to a particular herb called karuga. Now, karuga is of great importance as far as Kerala culture is concerned. It is one of the 10 herbs which are collectively called Dashapushpa, and it has some sort of medicine value as well. So he is surprised, he is amazed, and he is astonished to see the magic by in which a dewdrop captures the rising sun. And where is this dewdrop? On the blades of the karuga herb. My lustful fantasies have graced each day in the shade of trees that line you. Look at how he describes his fantasies. Lustful. Lustful means full of lust. And it literally means a strong sexual desire. But in this particular context, I believe that ONV is referring to the extreme desire that is there in him. The extreme desire that he fulfills by seeing the magic around him. By seeing the magic in nature. Like prophets of yore means past, long past. Like prophets of yore, the winds trod upon your seas. So we have a simile over there. He's trying to compare the prophets of the ancient times with the wind that is trotting, that is walking above the seas. Stanza 9. Mother, I see you in myriad forms. How you remain awake with cradle and lullabies for thousands of tender fruits, how you swing in thousands of orchards and leap on the tips of leaves of the banyan tree, how you beckon with hands like 5-petaled flowers and coo like the temple doves, how you set the rhythm for the happiness of my soul, like the waves in streams of thousands. How you deck the verdant puaka, ilanyi or konna trees in full bloom. How you startle me as the screeching owl and soothe me as the cuckoo's song. How you array a myriad hues in a tiny box to etch figures in the recesses of the mind. How you dip dusks in gold. How you disappear with the eventide into the woods and return with the dawn. On your shoulders, how you wake me up and feed me on nectar. How from the heart of the dense forest you craft poems from the self of birds. How you carry me ever so gently like the lotus leaf does a drop of water. I know all this. You fill in me, O mother. So it's a pretty long stanza that we have over here. Let us read stanza 9 once again from the very beginning. Mother. This is the 6th time that he is addressing earth as his mother. Mother, I see you in myriad forms. Myriad means numerous. How you remain awake with cradle and lullabies. Cradle is a baby bed, and lullabies are quite songs that are intended to lull a child to sleep. So nature is full of these cradles and lullabies. It takes care of its babies, its children, its young ones. That is the image, that is the idea that ONV is trying to share here. He says, how you remain awake with cradle and lullabies for thousands of tender fruits. So how you take care of all these tender young fruits. And fruits, as you know, are the progeny of trees. Likewise, we human beings, everything that exists on this planet Earth are considered to be the progenies of Mother Earth. And ONV appreciates the way in which Mother Earth takes care of all these young ones. How you remain awake with cradle and lullabies for thousands of tender fruits. How you swing in thousands of orchards. Probably ONV is referring to the way in which wind help fruits sway in their branches, in their tips. How you swing in thousands of orchards. Now orchards are enclosed space for planting fruit trees. You have apple orchard, things like that. And he also sees nature leap on the tips of the leaves of the banyan tree, probably referring to the wind that touches the leaves of banyan tree. How you beckon with hands like 5-petal flowers. Beckon means to invite. So when he sees a 5-petal flower, when it moves, when it sways in the wind, it feels like that particular flower is inviting him, probably to sense its beauty, to understand the magic that is there in the flower as well as everything that is there in nature. And coo like the temple dove. Coo is the sound of the doves or pigeons. So he's referring to the sights and sounds that he sees around him in nature. How you set the rhythm for the happiness of my soul, like the waves in streams of thousands. So it is Mother Nature, Mother Earth that is setting the rhythm for the happiness. Now seeing all these sights, coming across all these sounds, witnessing this magic in nature, it fills the poet's soul with happiness. And the happiness is like the waves in streams of thousands. You have numerous reasons to be happy when you witness this magic in nature. How you deck the verdant puvaga, ilanyi or konna trees in full bloom. He is referring to 3 trees which are so beautiful when they are in full bloom. And he says how you deck means decorate. How you decorate the verdant puvaga, ilanyi or konna. Verdant means the lush appearance or the greenery that you see, or the flourishing vegetation that you see when all these trees are in full bloom. How you deck the verdant puvaga, ilanyi or konna trees in full bloom. How you startle me as the screeching owl. Startle is an expression of surprise, shock, or an emotion which manifests in your body when you are terrified. So he says he is terrified at the sound of the owl, the screeching, the high-pitched noise of the owl. And when he's shocked to listen to the sound of the owl, but the sound of the song of the cuckoo actually soothes him. It makes him comfortable. How you array a myriad hues in a tiny box. Array means arrange. So how you bring together all these colors. You look around you look at nature, you see numerous colors. You have leaves with manifold colors. So how does it manage, or how does Mother Earth manage to arrange these numerous hues or colors in a tiny box called Earth? How you array a myriad hues in a tiny box to etch figures in the recesses of the mind. So seeing all these colors, seeing all these that is there around you, it carves out figures, memories, persons, connections, experiences, to etch figures in the recesses. Recesses means corners. So it builds up figures, it builds up memories, it fills our hidden recesses or our corners of our mind with experiences. How you dip dusks in gold. Dusk, as you know, is the evening time, the twilight time. So how does Mother Earth dip dusk time or dusk in gold? How you disappear with the eventide into the woods. Now, eventide refers to the latter part of the day, the period of decreasing daylight. Now, how you disappear with the eventide into the woods. So as night falls, you will find it very difficult to see things around you. So poet interprets that particular difficulty as earth trying to disappear into the woods. Woods stands for forest. How you disappear with the eventide into the woods and return with the dawn. On your shoulders, how you wake me up and feed me on nectar. So you disappear at eventide at the end of the day, and the next day you come up during the dawn, the morning time. On your shoulders, how you wake me up and feed me on nectar, the various things that you get from Mother Nature. How from the heart of the dense forest you craft poems from the self of birds. How you carry me ever so gently like the lotus leaf does a drop of flower. How from the heart of the dense forest you craft poems. He is referring to the songs of various birds. So how do you craft these poems? How do you craft these songs? Through birds. So ONV interprets this particular concept as it is nature who is crafting the song for us through the medium of these birds. How you carry me ever so gently like the lotus leaf does a drop of water. Look at the imagery there. Look at the comparison there. How delicate it is. How soft and gentle it is. How you carry me ever so gently like the lotus leaf does a drop of water. Like there is a dewdrop on the lotus leaf. That is how Mother Earth carries ONB, the poet, as human beings. I know all this. You fill in me, O Mother. So he again reiterates the idea that it's from this particular entity that he has taken existence. It is she that is present in him. So he reiterates this idea that man is earth, earth is man, and both of these entities are dependent on each other. Let's read stanza 10. What remains immortal in me are your memories, O swan who holds music in your wings. The warm truth blazes, that my glory shines forth, if only for a moment, from the tips of your beauteous wings. Let that be damned, the crow of death beaked, even the nectar of your truth. What remains immortal in me are your memories. So ONV talks about what has not died. What has not died are the memories regarding nature. It also brings us to the question, what has died? Or to be specific, what is dying? It reminds us of the dying earth. O swan who holds music in your wings, the warm truth blazes. The fact comes out of this image. And what is that fact? That my glory shines forth, if only for a moment, from the tips of your beauteous wings. He says that his beauty radiates out of the beautiful wings of the swan. He is beautiful, or his beauty is conveyed through elements in nature. His beauty can only be conveyed through the elements in nature. Look at how he established the symbiotic relationship, the mutual dependence of man and nature. Let that be damned. Now all this idea, let that be damned, let that be cursed. Why? The crow of death beaked. Now in this particular context, the crow of death refers to, we have the concept of Belikaka in Malayalam. We have this tradition in Hindu mythology whereby you serve food for the dead by offering it to the crows. The crow of death beaked. So the death, or the idea of death, has crept in, it has sounded itself. and it reflects even in the nectar of your truth. It is present even in the sweetness of the truth. So it is present as a truth that the sound of or the alarm of death has gone off. Stanza 11. As you trudge along the solar highway, an outcast with tonsured head, shouldering the bundle of your shame, weighed down with the sin of having borne children who turned mother ravishers, doesn't cruel death creep through your veins? As you trudge along the solar highway, trudge means to walk heavily, to walk slowly, either because you are tired or because you are injured, wounded. So as you trudge along the solar highway, here ONV refers to the galaxy, as Mother Earth walks heavily through the solar highway, probably referring to the orbit. And how does she walk? As an outcast. Outcast means a person who has been rejected by the society, who has been thrown out of the society. And here it means the earth which has been ignored by the residents, by the progenies, the posterity, human beings. And how does she walk? An outcast with tonsured head. Tonsured head means bald head, a head from which hair has been shaved off. An outcast with tonsured head, shouldering the bundle of your shame. So it walks with a bundle of shame. And what is it that she is shamed about? That the poet will describe in the next lines. Shouldering the bundle of your shame, weighed down with the sin of having borne children who turned mother ravishers. So this is the sin that the earth committed, Mother Earth committed. This is the bag of shame that she is carrying along with her as she trudges along the solar highway. That she gave birth to children who later on assaulted her, or still keeps on assaulting her. Who turned mother ravishers. Doesn't cruel death creep through your veins? So ONV says that doesn't cruel death, that is what creeps through your veins. Instead of blood, the idea of death, the impending, the imminent death, that is what creeps through the veins of Mother Earth. The last stanza. Mother Earth, not yet dead, this is Requiem to you. This song I inscribe in my heart today is a requiem to you and to me. I won't be here to moisten your dead lips with my tears, to mourn your death. Therefore I inscribe as much here, O Mother Earth, not yet dead, in the imminence of your death, may your soul rest in peace, in eternal peace. So he again reiterates the statement, Mother Earth, not yet dead. Finally, again, warning us, Mother Earth is not yet dead. Perhaps ONV is addressing Mother Earth, but he is actually talking to his fellow beings, us human beings, who are continuously in the process of exploiting nature. Mother Earth, not yet dead, this is a requiem to you. This is a song of mourning to you, because you are gradually dying. Because after your death, I am sure that I will not be here to give you this mourning. This is a requiem to you. This song I inscribe in my heart today is a requiem to you and to me. So this song which I carve, which I etch in my heart today, is not only a song of mourning for you, but also for me. Because once you die, I will also perish. I won't be here to moisten your dead lips with my tears. And this shows that the poet too, that human beings too will not be here once the earth dies. Therefore, I inscribe as much here, O Mother Earth, not yet dead, in the imminence of your death, may your soul rest in peace, in eternal peace. So ONV winds up the poem by wishing her eternal peace, and we need to understand this fact that it is not only to Mother Earth that he wishes this, but also for us human beings. He establishes that idea at several points in the poem, that when she dies, human beings, we too will perish. I hope you have an understanding regarding the poem. I hope my interpretations of the lines are credible. With this, we come to the end of this poem. In the next video lesson, I will discuss Balachandran Chullikad and his poem Where is John? Thank you for joining me.